Hey team, welcome back. This video we're going to talk about identifying true statements about rational and irrational numbers. Before we can start identifying these statements, we need to first understand what a rational and an irrational number are. So let's check that out. Rational numbers can be written as fractions. They're integers. They can be perfect square roots. So for instance, the square root of 4 is a rational number. And they are terminating or repeating decimals, so they can be written as fractions. Let's take a look at what irrational numbers are. Numbers like pi that never end and never repeat, or they are non-perfect squares like the square root of 2, the square root of 5, the square root of 7, or any other non-perfect square roots you can think of. So let's go through and identify the true statements. Since 6 is not a perfect square, the square root of 6 is rational. That is not a true statement because the square root of 6 is not a perfect square root or a perfect square. So don't check that box. This one is false. The next one says that since it is a ratio of two integers, 5/12, it is rational. This is true. So you can check the box. Yes. Since 9 is a perfect square, the square root of 9 is irrational. That's false. Perfect square roots and perfect squares are rational. So we don't check that box because it's false. Since it is an integer, -11 is rational. That is true. It's an integer. Since it is a repeating decimal, 7.64 repeating is irrational. That is also false because our definition of a rational number says that terminating and repeating decimals are rational numbers. So I accidentally marked the wrong box for the video, so go ahead and do the example right above this one. This is the second example on the notes instead of the first. So go ahead and do the one above it for your practice.